No funny business now.
No, ma'am.
This magic you speak of breeds consequence. This is the makings of a plague, Esther. The spirits will turn on you. Please, Ayana.
How are you doing today, Mrs. Easel?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, DJ.
What relevance does that have to the matter before this board?
Well, the remaining fingers were never found.
I'm not lying.
Don't you lie to me, Stevie.
I'm not lying, Mom.
Don't you dare lie to me.
I didn't hurt her.
Let's do this. Push. Here we go. Let's do it. And it's a girl. Oh, I think you can help me.
If I were you, I would say yes.
We style the stars behind the scenes in Walmart fashion.
Perfect. Let's try it again.
Woke up this morning.
Amen.
With a smile on my face. Jumped out of bed, took a shower, dressed, clean up my place. 'Cause you're my bad brother. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true.
Jump in the Cadillac.
Let's get some miles on it. Just to put a smile on it.
You deserve it, baby. You deserve it.
Oh,
And I'm gonna give it to you.
My cup runneth over with blessings. Psalm 23:6. That's the address. Hey, everybody. It's Carl Gilliard. Welcome to another edition, chapter, episode, call it what you want, of How Do I Know You? How do I know you? And today's guest is a very special one for me. And we're going to bring her in for a second. You just saw a bit of the diversity and versatility of this creative dynamo. She's from the South. We're going to talk about that because that kind of connects to how we know each other. So without further ado, my sister, my friend, the talented and versatile Maria Howell. Woo!
Hey, bro.
What's happening?
Not a thing. I was sitting there looking at that and going, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many hairdos in my life.
Yes, you have had many hairdos. Believe me, I've been looking at all your pictures over the last few years, and it's a lot of hairdos, but you look good in every single one of them, Maria, and you know this.
Thank
yes. So what you doing today? How's your day going?
Oh, baby. Okay. First of all, this fro took a minute to get in place. I was like,
Yeah.
it's still damp, believe it or not. I have to water this thing down like a plant. Let's start there.
Like a plant. What do you mean? What did this kind of stick? What
I
happened?
have to put water on this boo-boo, this thing. This is a let me stop. This is a thing. I'm doing great, to answer your question.
Yes. I know you always are doing great. And, we're on this side of the world, as you know, and it's only seen you one time. And that's a travesty. We got to make that happen. Make something happen. Get together. Have some cookies and milk or something. Yeah, something.
I do cookies.
You do cookies?
I do milk, almond milk anyway.
Oh, yeah. It's really funny, not to digress, but I used to love milk as a kid. And now it's supposed to be bad for you. But I drank so much milk as a kid. It's a cold milk I used to like delicious, straight up whole milk. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And we're healthy. Ain't nothing wrong with this, is it?
Sometimes I would put ice in mine. Yeah, I was good. I was good with milk.
I have not had a cup of milk or a glass of milk in ages.
Yeah.
So Maria, it's raining like crazy, but it stopped, thank God, because I was getting scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I was gonna get under the bed and cancel this whole thing.
Oh, brother.
So listen, how I normally start these podcast off
Yeah.
is I ask, how do we know each other? So,
Okay.
How did we meet?
We met through your lovely, beautiful, amazing wife, Latonya.
We met through who now?
Your lovely and beautiful and amazing, I got them all back in there, wife.
Yes, we did meet through my lady Latonya. But you know something? Even before I married Latonya, I knew of you.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
And there she is right there.
Tanya.
You had to give me some props for taking that picture, by the way.
Well, thank you very much, because that's one of my favorite pictures, believe it or not. Me and Tanya.
Yeah, so how long have you known Latonya?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we can count it all the way back to like 1980, in the 80s, the early 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you guys like below 18? Or were you kids, or was it later on in professional life?
Two.
What'd you say?
I'm nothing. We were in college together.
Okay.
In North Carolina.
Right. And I know you're from Gastonia.
Mm-hmm.
Is that close to Winston-Salem?
It's about 2 hours away. 2 hours southwest of Winston-Salem. Yes. Gastonia, North Carolina is very close to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we've driven to Charlotte a couple of times from here in Atlanta. And so that means that Gastonia is pretty close.
You have to pass through my hometown to get to Charlotte coming from the south.
Oh, is it a big town? Was it like Andy of Mayberry and Barney Fife? Was that
not that small? It was not that small. Do not make it that small. It was.
I'm sorry.
It was a metropolis in the making.
Okay. Has it made it yet?
It was a medium-sized small town. I mean, it's got the small town thing. I'm a small town girl, and but it has grown exponentially since I left. And I'm going, wow, I get lost in my hometown now.
Well, it is no diss at all, because, I was a TV kid in the 60s, and I watched a lot of Andy Griffith. Andy and Floyd the Barber and Gomer Pyle and Barney Fife and Aunt B and Opie. Yeah, but I'm saying that I wanted to live there. I wanted to go to Mayberry. I used to go to the map, and they always talk about Raleigh. And like a crazy little kid, I don't see Mayberry. It must be so small.
Mount Pilot.
That it's not there.
Places, yeah. And believe it or not, Mount Pilot is very close to Winston-Salem.
I was about to ask about Mount Pilot. Mm-hmm. So there's really a Mount Pilot.
There is really a Mount Pilot, and we used to go there. It's like a park. It's like a state park.
Oh man, you know what? I'm telling you one thing. The next time I get to North Carolina, doggone it, I'm gonna make it to Mount Pilot. See if I can find Andy Taylor, and he's probably not there. But yeah, I missed my shot, huh?
Yeah, but they probably have that car, the Mayberry car, the police car. It's like a what am I trying to say? A visitor's site type thing, a touristy thing. Yeah. Yeah. So so you went to Winston-Salem. Were you a theater major then? I was not.
What did you major in?
Biology, minored in chemistry. Mm-hmm.
So you want to be a doctor?
I did.
Okay, so I know this happens.
Singing doctor.
Huh?
A singing doctor.
I was about to say, no, the singing doctor, obviously, at the very least, if you'd even gone that route, I can't imagine you not singing ever.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about that is, for knowing you and knowing your gift, what was it that said, what inside voice did you hear that said, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Well, I knew at about 6 or 7 years old that I was going to be a singer and actor. I knew that intuitively. But being the oldest of 6 kids, you grow up conditioned to believe and think that the right thing to do is go to college, get a degree, help you finish school. But the singing and acting never left me, especially the singing. I was always singing. I sang in church. I sang in school. I sang in college before I got, after I left high school. And then I started, my mom and dad wouldn't let me join a band until I got out of college, though.
So did you meet my lovely wife in the course of this pursuit of singing?
Absolutely. Because
what was the first gig you guys did or worked on?
Well, I don't know that we, see, on campus, we used to have a lot of showcases. And so she was with a band singing with, she was singing with a band, and I was probably singing with somebody, who knows, but we would always kind of see each other. And then there was a group called the National Black Theater Repertory. That's where we really started working together, because under the leadership of Larry Hamlin, who founded the National Black Theater Festival that has been going on for decades, we worked under that umbrella. And so we became closer.
Yeah, Latonya talks about that all the time, and I'm ashamed to say that I have never been to that festival.
Everybody in their lifetime should at least go to one.
I know. Well, now that we're on this side of the world, there's no way I don't make one at least. There were a couple of opportunities where I might have acted in plays there that just never materialized. But I always, and all of my theater community back in Los Angeles, rave about it, and I have never been.
It's the staple for Black theater. I mean, that's what we have. That's ours. And so every other year they hold the big festival, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow. So have you been lately? Or I know didn't they stop for COVID for a year? Didn't they miss
for 1 year. Okay. I actually went to the 2 previous ones. I would sparsely go because I've lived in places that was kind of challenge for me to get back to. I lived in Japan for a certain period of time. And then because I actually started out with the National Black Theater Festival. Latonya and she played my mother.
She was your mama?
Played my mom.
I think I knew that.
Only because she's taller than me.
You're not. You're tall, though. Who told you you're not tall? She's tall, but you're tall, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are tall in stature.
In my mind.
Hey, but you know what?
Yeah, she played my mom. It was African Odyssey Celebration, and I played Princess Jahari. And she played my mother, and then we took it on the road. We took it on the road too, and so yeah, we've done quite a bit together.
That's so cool. That's so cool, and it's because of that piece of serendipity and history that now we're all talking here today.
Yeah, because when I first moved to Los Angeles, she was one of the people. Even before I moved to Los Angeles, I would visit for weeks at a time, and every time I'd visit, your lovely wife would be there for me, would take me to different spots, and we just kind of hang out. And then when I moved, she was one of the most instrumental people there to help me transition from the East Coast to the West Coast. So she's pretty special.
Yes, she is. She is.
And so are you. So.
I choose well. I learned. It took me a long time. It took me to my mid-50s to get it right.
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
So Maria, so you have this strong and depth of experience in the theater world under Larry Leon Hamlin. So what drew you to well, I guess it's kind of a crazy question. I should ask you, what was the earlier experiences of film and TV that you were exposed to that brought you to this place that you're in right now doing?
No, that's an interesting question, because I've always, in my mind, I was going to do both. But I think at some point you just kind of realize, you come into your own and say, I think I'm better at that than I am at that. And I think that was for me, because even Larry himself said to me early on, he said, yeah, you probably make it better with TV and film. I had no idea why.
Wait a minute. Better than, okay, so let me clarify. Better at what than that? What are you saying? Better at
TV and film than stage. And I didn't understand why he said that. And first of all, it hurt my little feelings, because I was like, what you talking about, Willis? So, but the bottom line is, like I said, when you look in the mirror at yourself and realize your strengths and your weaknesses, I am such a supporter of theater. I love theater, especially musical theater. Let's not even, that goes without saying. But I am that person that's so intimate. I'm just kind of wired for TV. And, and then the more TV and film that I did, the less time, and singing, because I was always doing both of them, the less time I had for stage, because, stage is a vacuum of time, and my schedule just didn't allow it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but what was the first, do you remember the first film and TV gig you booked?
The first film I booked was The Color Purple.
Really? See how it's on cue with that video? See how that works, Maria?
That's magic.
So tell me exactly what that was like, because this film is one of the few films that when I see it, I cry.
You see that little, check this out. That little step right there. This is trivia right here. That little step right there. Watch this. I was about to fall. Apple boxes. Anyway, I digress. But
hilarious. No, every time I see the film, I cry.
Aww.
I cry at a certain part of the film every time. I cry. I mean, we're talking alligator tears.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen the film probably, 9, 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it every now and then just because I just love everything about it.
That was such a wonderful experience.
Yeah. So what was that like? So this is your first opportunity to work on film, and this is a pretty major doggone film. Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, Margaret Avery, and so on and so forth. So what was that like for you? Can you give us, a thumbnail of what it was like to be on that set as your first job?
Absolutely. It was surreal. I knew nothing. I was green as green could be, so I didn't know what I was doing in the sense of all the acting savvy. I knew none of that because I actually read The Color Purple, the book, on the set. Because I was just happy to be in a movie because I had to go through several levels just to get to that solo spot.
Right.
We auditioned and don't know what I was auditioning for because it was, of course, an extra spot.
Wait a minute, hold on. Mm-hmm. This is an extra?
That became a featured extra. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You, the show in the heck was featured. So, okay, so did they just choose you? Or what was that process? So let me just clarify. So you were hired onto the job as an extra, correct?
As an extra. Well, like I said, I didn't get the first part that I was auditioning for. And as we were all leaving the audition, I went back to the casting director and just asked her, would she keep my photo on file? She said, sure. And I said, by the way, I sing. Mm-hmm. This is all after the fact, after they've dismissed us. And I said, I sing. Would you, and she goes, oh, what do you know? And I sang God Bless the Child in her ear because I was so shy. Can you believe? Yeah, I was always reserved in that respect. I was always afraid to sing in front of people by myself. Now with a group, we throw down, but by myself, that was just frightening. And I sang in her ear. And then she says, well, do you know any gospel? I'm like, well, sure. And she said, go work something out. Came back, whisked me on stage. That was actually my screen test. I didn't know what that was. I was just like, oh, they put me on tape singing. Yay. Green. Got back to my job the next day. They called me and said, we'd like for you to be part of the choir. Ain't nobody saying nothing about no choir. I didn't know what in the world she was talking about, but I was like, count me in. And so when I got down to be part of the choir down to Marshville, Union and Anson counties, people in North Carolina know where that is. That's not too far from Charlotte. I auditioned again for the solo spot. As an actor, we know what breakdowns are. We know what character descriptions and things like that are. So the breakdown said, older Black woman, larger in body mass. I fit I fit only one of those Black women.
Right.
And so the person that chose me, I found out 24 years later after that film that he chose me because I reminded him of his mother on the choir. And he said he wanted me. And the other casting directors were like, well, that's not what we want. That's not what's in the description. And he said, no, I want her. And that's nothing but favor from God.
Sure is. That is amazing. That's an amazing story. It is a featured extra, but I thought you were, principal. Did you ever? Now here's a question that only, a super fan like myself would ask. Were you directed by Steven Spielberg? He said to do this, say that, look this way to you personally?
Yes, he did. Steven Spielberg made me feel like I could be an actor. When you have your first project and Steven Spielberg is your director, you don't know the difference, you just take it and do it, right? And
right.
I'll never forget when that scene was over, when they had wrapped me. He and Quincy Jones came up to me, hugged me, and kissed me. And Gordon Parks was the still photographer on that project. I wish I had that photo because I was right in between the two of them. Gordon and Parks. Of course, Quincy was the musical director on that film.
And producer.
Yeah. And so it was an amazing experience. And then the second time I booked a job, was a TV series called Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. So my second director was George Lucas. I didn't know the difference. I just thought that's the way all directors were. And then I found out that's not the case. And I'll never forget, my piano player at the time said to me, he said, you know, you're spoiled and ruined for life. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, because you've had like top directors right away, and that's not the norm. And I was like,
it's not the norm. It's not the norm.
But I've been very blessed and fortunate to have wonderful directors in my
Yeah. I mean, you know, listen, I mean, obviously Lucas and Spielberg are the top of the heap. But if you are, for the most part, directing on this stage at all, you know, you ain't stupid. You didn't get there by, you know, twiddling your thumbs and doing nothing, for the most part. And I can say the same. Most of all the directors I've worked with have been just amazing. It's part of what, you know, the collaborative part of our business is getting on a set and working with other actors who have the same zest and appetite and eagerness to do this work, and then these directors and producers who also collaborate. It's just a wonderful thing that only we know.
I tell you what, I figure this is just like a general statement in life. As long as you're not crazy, I can get along with you. You know, long as you ain't crazy, we're gonna be good. You know, indeed. So I've just been fortunate, and I pride myself on being easy to work with, fair to work with. I'm very professional in my work ethic.
So anyways, that's you know what, and that's why you have longevity. That's why you worked so much over the years, and you didn't stop at Color Purple or Indiana Jones, is for that reason right there. That's what, you know, even in my class, I tell people all the time that when you work with people, you know, be cooperative, be friendly, be, you know, learn how to work with folk. Even folk who may be a little crazy.
Yeah, don't be a doormat, but, you know, and sometimes you have to stand up for yourself and you say things, but being professional goes a long way, because people, when, especially like in the auditioning room, whenever there are times we audition, they're looking to see who they can work with in addition.
So I'm, you know, you've done quite a bit of work. I just pulled up a couple of things that I watch because this is how I am. It's all about me, even though it's about you.
That's right.
Saints and Sinners. That was one of those shows that I would have loved to worked on. You know, it's definitely Soapy City, and you were wonderful in it. Talk about your experience on that show.
3 seasons. That says everything. It was a great experience.
They kill you?
No.
Okay.
They didn't kill me off this one. Now I've died off a couple now. But they didn't kill me on this one. What happened is, in the storyline, I got fired.
That's right. Because the brother who was your partner, they killed him, didn't they?
I think he ended up getting killed. If you look at the photo, he's the far left. Well, I guess far left, far right. I can't remember.
Can't see. You know, I can't see.
Over where the word Saints is. He's the one farthest on the other end.
The brother who was a cop with you. Okay. Yeah, I think they killed him. In fact, I think Vanessa Calloway, who killed everybody on the show, pretty much.
Killing folks.
She just killing people. I'm like, how you gonna be the first lady and killing people, and then she becomes the mayor and keeps killing people? What?
It was a mess. It was a hot mess. Hot mess. I love it.
I know. And so here you're on the red carpet, and this is the movie, The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Did you work on that? Because I didn't see that in your IMDb. I must have missed it. So what'd you do on that in that film?
I played the part of Cedar, District 11.
Which one was that? Was that the second Hunger Games?
This was the second one, yes. The first one was Hunger Games. This is Catching Fire, and then the third and fourth are Mockingjay 1 and 2. So I'm in the second one.
So Hunger Games is one of those films. Full disclosure, I have never seen one Hunger Games film.
They're good. They're actually very good.
Yeah, I hear. That's what my point is, that I definitely will get around to seeing one, because I heard they were very good.
That's an amazing movie. And I like this photo because I helped design that gown.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh Oh my God, I love that.
That was the longest red carpet I have ever walked.
Why do you say that?
Because most red carpets are like one strip of red carpet.
Right.
This was a U. This started one end and a mile away was the other end.
Oh my goodness. So this was in LA, correct? In LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very, very long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it was a great experience.
You told Latonya and I fairly recently that you were working on a film with some major people. Can you talk about it or not?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it. I can't tell you the premise and all that. I mean, the storyline, of course, all the way through. But it is a movie called Summer Camp. And it's all about these people. It's so funny. I think about it, I start laughing. It's a romantic comedy.
Okay.
And it's all these folks who were at camp in their teens come back to camp over 40 years later. I'm not going to tell you the rest. You can just imagine.
It sounds crazy, but
first
funny.
Of all, why would you go back to camp all that time? I laughed most of the time we were doing I mean, I was laughing the whole time. But it stars Kathy Bates, Alfre Woodard, Diane Keaton, Beverly D'Angelo, Victoria Rowell.
And you too. So are you one of the camp people?
Yeah.
Wow. So you like right in. Go ahead.
No, we have 3 ladies who they're, let's say, you got your 3 over on this side, and you got your 3 over on this side. I'm one of the 3 on this side. I just put it over here.
Did that shoot here in the Southeast?
It was, which is great because as a result of the pandemic, I came back to the East Coast. Well, actually, I was here doing a gig and I couldn't go back to LA.
Right.
Because all the planes stopped flying.
Yeah, they stopped flying. All right.
I'm gonna leave that right there. So I already had a house here, so just kind of chill for a few weeks.
Right.
Years later, I'm like, okay, here I am. So I embraced the whole experience. But filmed in North Carolina, a lot of things are coming back here, which is great because last year I did a film for Hallmark Mahogany that was right 30 minutes from my house, and I was like, yes. And then like a couple years before that, I did a Christmas film with Kristen Chenoweth, which was right by my house. Yes. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, but Summer Camp is it's a great funny film.
I'm looking forward to getting in on some of this Southeast love. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. And let me say this about you. And this is really, first of all, I have a lot of admiration and respect for comedians, which one day I'm going to get up on the stage and do that. I'm going to go someplace nobody knows me and then get up there and do it. And when I bomb, because I know I'll bomb it the first time I get up there, it won't be like that. But so comedians, I think when you're good at it, there's nobody better. I mean, that is a skill set. You and a mic and an audience and nothing behind you. And you making people laugh. That is a skill.
That's right.
And the second one is what you and my wife do, the singing.
Oh, okay.
Singing is something that you'll never see me doing, even when I don't know the people. You won't even see me going and singing anywhere when people don't know me because I don't want to do that to people. I'm compassionate like that. You are incredible. You're a force of nature on stage. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna end this with one of your performances.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna put something up, and I want you to tell me what this is to you. There it is. Go. Boom.
Duets.
Yes.
Oh my God, there's a story behind that. Oh my.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Well, duets. That came out of this dream I had about performing in Los Angeles. When I first got to Los Angeles, I was wanted to concentrate only on acting. Because singing, as soon as I see an electrical outlet and a microphone, I'm plugging it in, I'm singing. Yes. But I wanted to focus in on acting first. But then after I got that, where I needed it, I was like, okay, now it's time to get back out here and start singing because I was about to go crazy. Because I was flying out of LA all the time to perform. And I was like, yeah, I need to sing more frequently. And so Latonya, of course, was the first person I called on because I was like, and I knew very clearly how I wanted the composition to be, meaning 2 females, 2 males, and only 1 instrument. So we called it duets, which was a play on words, not everybody's singing duets together, but duets as a result of the human instrument and the outward instrument, which is the piano. So we do all kinds of combinations of songs. We do solos, we do trios, we do duets, we do quartets, everything. It was an amazing experience. And Xavier Gordon, who now is on the road and he has just released the new CD. Xavier is with Marcus Miller, so he's busy. Royce is still living in LA. Of course, Latonya, you and Latonya have come to the East Coast to do what you do, put your magic hands on Atlanta. But it got me through. And I think it got all of us through. It was the thing that just made me feel like I could breathe, literally. Because LA can be a daunting situation. It is. Especially if you spent most of your career on the East Coast. And then you go after a certain age to the West Coast. It's like, and the only reason I went to LA was because all my reps kept saying, go to LA. And I'm like, I'm good where I am.
Right.
I'm good. And they were like, no, go to LA.
Did you have a good run in LA as an actor, or did you find it to be less than what you expected?
It was, no. It was more than, let's put it this way. It was different than what I expected because yes, it elevated that. Anyways, did I say that? Say that loud. So,
that LA money, boy, you know what I'm saying?
It was a whole different ball game. I'm like, that's what y'all do all the time. 25 years ago. Anyway, so that was one thing. But the other thing was, while I was, between auditions and stuff, because a lot of the auditions I was going to in the very beginning of my Los Angeles tenure, I was auditioning against people that I'm like, they ain't gonna pick me. That person is a star. Like, why am I? But then I had to change my perspective. It was the way I looked at it. I'm like, well, if you're in the company of that level, you must be doing something right. And your reps are really on point. So in the interims, I would say I wanted to do voiceover work, which I had done. I had dabbled in it some. But my manager walked me into an agency and said, hey, let's see if we can sign her for this. I started working in voiceovers. That was the bulk of my work in Los Angeles.
You see, I have to sit at the foot of your experience because I have not been able to crack that voiceover nut. And let me tell you something. When I do, I may never work on camera again.
Don't give up. Okay, I put eyebrows on for you today, but I love me some voiceover work.
I know I would too.
Because I love, and it's kind of a natural segue because I'm singing all the time. I'm always on a microphone, but I also love to act. So it's the combination, and a lot of the things that I audition for are animation, which requires singing. Right. So so it's very diverse. I do commercials, promos, trailers, animation, video games, all that. I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. And the pandemic was one of those times where it's like, okay, look, you ain't got nothing else to do. You might want to get real good at this. And everybody and their mama was trying to do voiceovers, but I have wonderful reps that support me. I trained I've done audiobooks, a lot of audiobooks. So
right. Wow. See, that's the way to diversify this thing. Absolutely is. So, Miss Maria, that is, I guess, our time. I'm gonna let you get back to your day, and and we can. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a second. There's someone who wants to say hello to you before I let you go.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, sister. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Talking to you, hubby.
Hey, honey, where you at, honey? Where you at?
Me?
No, Tanya. Where you at?
Oh, I'm in another room.
I always ask her that. We get on these things. We did one of these together last week. I said, honey, where are you? She says, I'm upstairs. I said, oh, okay.
I love it. Technology is amazing.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
It's so good to see your face.
You too.
You want to ask Maria a question before we sign off?
Yes. When are we going to do duets again?
We're going to first go kidnap Xavier and Royce, and know how girls run the world. We got to do what we got to do.
Yes, we do.
Hey, when I see X again, I'm not gonna even ask him how he's doing. I'm gonna ask him how it is to work with Marcus Miller, who is my hero.
Yeah.
Marcus Miller's been my hero. I've seen Marcus in concert myself 5-6 times. Every time he's in town, I'm breaking my neck to go see Marcus Miller. I love Marcus Miller.
He's doing it. He is doing it.
He's playing with Marcus, right? He's not warming him up. He's playing with him.
No, he's playing with him.
Oh, so snap!
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm so proud of him.
I am too.
But he deserves. He's so good though. I mean, it makes perfect. Good. Marcus ain't stupid. He said, "Oh no, come on, young man, let's go do this."
I mean, when I met Xavier, I was out making my rounds, just trying to, just go and meet people when I got to LA. And he had just moved to LA 4 months after I did, or 4 months before, I can't remember. But he was sitting in with somebody. And I remember I waited till they finished and I walked up to him and I said, "I don't know you. My name is Maria. I want to work with you." And that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got his name and number and I said, "I'm going to call you. We're going to start." And we just started rehearsing together. Same way I met Royce. I heard him in a restaurant. I was in a meeting and I said, "Hold on, I'll be right back." I heard a voice. I said, "I don't know you. My name is Maria. I want to work with you." Right. And that was it. And that was when Duet started. And it's like, we're like family. I mean, it's like, it's an entity. Duets will live on in infamy. You know? It will. It was a movement. And I'm so looking forward to getting back together.
Me too.
Me too. And I'll be there right with my cell phone camera, taking pictures and recording a video and posting live.
You were like the number one supporter.
He was our announcer, everything. Right. Yeah.
Video, live, Facebook. Oh man, those were the days.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
It'll be coming back, but maybe a different way. Definitely a different way. Life moves forward and we'll make it happen.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna sign off, and Maria, she has to go back and get a nap or whatever. She's just chilling.
I've been working in the garden. I've been working.
No, she's talking about all the voiceover work she's doing.
Oh yeah, well actually I did a voiceover before we signed on. But no, I've been working in the garden a lot because I've been growing herbs every summer.
Marijuana.
Do I look like I smoke marijuana? I ain't trying to condemn or judge anybody, but I don't fit the criteria.
He's trying to be a jokester.
I'm just asking. You said herb, and I remember herb. Herb is that's herb. That's marijuana.
Because let me tell you for real, when people are like, "How do you garden?" I said, I hate to say it, but little naive Gastonia me said, "Oh, I do a pot garden." Meaning I grow all of my stuff in pots.
Right.
So I grow like basil, mint.
Okay.
Those
herbs.
Rosemary.
That's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. I do all of that stuff, and I use it. I make teas and all that kind of stuff. And
dry it out, and so you
cilantro.
Can use it in cooking.
Yep, I do.
Good. I can't wait to come see you.
It's therapy. Come.
Yeah. Well,
all right, y'all.
I got a room for you. I'm ready.
We got a room for you and everything. We got some chitlins and pork rinds and some hog maws and pig feet, pig ears, pig snout.
I'm gonna leave that right there, Carl.
Thank you.
I think the viewers can tell we all know each other very well because it's getting ready to go to the left, so we might as well go.
Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna close the show out though with a special performance by Maria Howell. That's right. I got you.
Okay.
So everybody, thanks for How Do I Know You, Maria Howell. Thank you for being here. Applause. I'm gonna do that on the post production side. Love you, sis. And we are out. If I can find, we are out.
People talking, trying to break us up. Why won't they let us be? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but talk don't bother me. People talking, trying to break us up when they know that I love you so. I don't care what the people may say, 'cause I'll never, never let you go. I've been abused in my heart. I've been accused. I've been stung. talking, trying to break us up. They're scandalizing my name. They say anything just to make me feel bad. Anything to make me shake. I've been scorned. People talking, trying to break us up, scandalizing my name. They say anything just to make me feel bad, anything to make me shake.